Right, so you want to know how to keep more of your money and minimize taxes in retirement, right? Everybody wants to keep more of their money. I definitely do, and I definitely want to reduce or minimize my taxation in retirement. So in three easy ways, how can you do that, right? Keep more of your money, minimize taxes. Number one would be to start now. No matter how far away or how close to retirement you are, starting now is always the best time and place to start, right? So start now. Most of the time for reducing taxation in the future, that means contributing to accounts that are going to be tax-free later on. That includes Roth IRAs. The only other true completely tax-free account that you can contribute to that can build cash is cash value life insurance, permanent life insurance. There are some other vehicles like some bonds, municipal bonds that are tax-free as well. I typically don't put them in the completely tax-free bucket because some of them you have to pay state tax on, right? Or there might be capital gains depending on how you purchase them when you sell them. And so they're not completely tax-free all the time. But Roth IRA definitely is. That's a good place to start, and start now. Number two would be to be aware of what's going into pre-tax accounts. So if you have a 401k at work or you have an IRA on your own, those are typically pre-tax, meaning you don't pay any tax now, you're going to pay tax later. You want to be aware of how much is going in because that's all going to be taxable later, right? And you're going to have to owe tax when you pull that money out. Huge advantage now because you get a tax deduction, but the disadvantage is you have to pay tax on all of it later. We don't know where tax rates are going. That brings me to point number three is to be aware of, number one, where tax rates are now, and then also try and estimate where taxes are going to be in the future and where you will potentially be in the future, right? Depending on the income that you need, what tax bracket are you going to be in? Huge myth. I've recorded lots of videos on this. I still talk to people now that think, well, just because I retire, the day I retire, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket. And that is not true for the majority of people with the way that our tax brackets are set up. So don't believe that. And definitely don't think that, right? Because it is not true for most people that you will be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. Most people stay in the same tax bracket that they're in now while they're working. But it's good to be aware and try and predict or analyze, run numbers based on what you feel your income in retirement will be or what you want it to be. Run numbers on what that tax situation will look like, right? You make $100,000 now, maybe in retirement you make $80,000 or you need $80,000. What tax rate will you be paying? What tax bracket will you be in? And how much will your tax bill be, right? Hard to predict where tax rates are going to be, or because they always change, right? They just change. Government has a tendency to change them when they need more money or certain things. And so try and analyze different scenarios, right? Maybe tax rates go higher. What will that look like? Maybe tax rates go lower. Doubt they will, but maybe. What will that look like? Tax rates stay the same. What will that look like? Run different scenarios. Now, if you have an advisor, they should be doing this for you. If they're a comprehensive advisor, they definitely should be. I can tell you that most advisors don't run scenarios like this, but they definitely should be. So if you have an advisor, put them on the spot, make them do this for you. Or if they're not comfortable, or maybe that's not their expertise, then find another professional who can, maybe CPA or somebody else. But those three things, starting now, analyzing your future scenarios, and running those projections will help you not only to keep more of your money, but to minimize taxes significantly in the future.